Oh, just dropped a big old bunch of frames and had the thing go. Final on Mars. Yeah, I guess Twitch is being bad today. Though it's Saturday, so to be expected. Yeah, buddy. I wish I could say I'm into this. Feels like yeah. Gambling, mate. I don't know why the Bilal's asymmetrical other than maybe they thought it was cool. Then it isn't it. He's a doof. Sociopathic, ultra genius doof, but oh, Azumaki-ka. Yeah, 22k critical, not bad. Soremo Yatsura. Yo, you bad guys. Oh yeah, zoom around really fast and shoot me with the tiny gun. Real mature. What, couldn't afford the big bow and arrow this time? Too close? Actually, is he out? No, like he can do all of these things forever. I guess he just didn't want to. Oh no, I guess the bow. We were too close for the bow. I'll kick you. You know what? I'll kick you with this move. Oh, real mature. Fucker. Well, now you're fucking asking for this shit. Hey, bad guy. You think you're cool, you're making a world, huh? Well, we've seen another world and it sucks. We're gonna beat the shit out. Nice. We don't care if you've got a machine or nothing. We're protecting humanity or whatever in our own way. Shit. Let's unite our hearts with the power of the Getter. Oh. Oh, look at them all. I love the scribbly Getter peeps. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, I didn't actually want to do that on her, but that's fine too. Oh, because this idiot's out of juice? Sure, we can fix that though. We can fix that nice and easy. Your power to the dream? You can sit here and power to the dream, fuck it.
Power to the dream! It's it!
Oh, Bizarre's giving us the old good stuff now. He's giving us the old plus 10. Let's give it a go. Doesn't work, we'll hit him with somebody else. How dare you? Like, I should have surrounded him as well if it doesn't work. But that's fine too. Oh! Oh good, he's fucking dead. He's good, don't worry about it. You wanted to make a new world, buddy? We got a world for you right here. It's the fuck dimension. It's where we punch things to make the things for Cyclops eye beams. But I'm... Yeah, that was casual 40k damage. So Leonard's like, no, the Belial may be done, but I'm not. And he's like, yeah, I knew you wouldn't give up, Leonard. It's like, you may have beaten the Belial, but not me. It's just an arm slave, I'll get another one. And then Sasuke's like, oh, hey, check this out, buddy. Check this shit out. Yo, Leonard, I heard this little thing. I heard that your mother abandoned you. How's that for some psychological warfare? Tessa told me. He's like, oh, what's that? That means that Tessa knew what your mother had done. Tessa, she knew. And Sasuke is like, I don't actually know what that means because they haven't told me all the thing. Like, but I mean, the words work. He's like, just like Tessa said, the words have fucked him up real bad. And he's having a really bad time about it. He's like, wait, but with the door, meanwhile, apparently inside Gunbuster, Sophia is having some stupid shit, and she's like, oh yeah, she says, I'm Clotho Lucasus and Apsra Possible in One, the lady in charge of all the fates, blah blah blah. He's like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be the new Queen of Fate or whatever. There's Kaladin. So Leonard's going on, and no one gives a shit about what he's actually saying because he's toast. And this is, I believe, Chidori getting her counter rant in, and her main argument, it's when Sasuke was like, if you're gonna whinge and be a baby about it, I'll put it up on Facebook or whatever, and everyone will laugh at you for 12,000 years. It's apparently she's being that petulant, and her main argument is that Sasuke and the war and whispered stuff is all pile of shit. And it's outrageous and beyond the realms of common sense. He's justified in being short-tempered and violent and a bit nuts. And when did Sasuke ever take time out of a busy schedule to say something nice to her, even? Yeah, here we go. And then Sophia's like, this is really childish. And it's like, oh, but I guess we are two separate people. Yeah, so this is her flip him out, and he's like, Sasuke's a fucking big old jerk, and he sucks, and whispered, and all this bullshit is outrageous. I'm justified in being a little bit nuts. Don't worry about it. And there's Sophia, and she's like, wow, this is really childish and stupid. This isn't what I... But I guess I'm not her. I guess we are two separate personalities, and because they mingle as one, but now they are the separate, and she's like, ah, but now that I know that, I can do this. And she's gonna subjugate Kaname and remake the world once and for all, but Chidori's like, whew, wow, that feels better. I had to blow off some steam, that feels good. He's like, thanks Sasuke, thanks everybody. And it's like, oh wait, what do you want, Sophia? And then Sophia's like, well, yes. He's like, you gonna help me with it? It's like, nah, I don't really want to further your weird little project. It's a shame that you died, but that doesn't give you the right to inflict an even greater tragedy upon the world, and especially if it means stealing somebody else's body to do it. And then Sophia's like, well, yeah, you died 18 years ago. What? It's like, well, check this shit out then. It's over, Sagara. I'm aiming for your cockpit. Sasuke! So, Leonard just crushed Sasuke's cockpit and he died. She's like, there! He's just crushed the cockpit, he's dead. He's obviously dead. He's ultra murdered. She's like, Sasuke, he's dead. He's like, there, now that he's gone, let's create a new world, right? And he can be alive again. And Chiri just goes, yeah, so first she gives a scream. And he's like, let's remake the world, right? And Kaname's like, oh, hey, check this out. This new world you want me to make? I'm not going to rewind things like 18 years and avoid war and you dying or whatever, because that would mean no scar on Sasuke's cheek, and that's an irreplaceable emblem of everything he went through that made him him. And even if part of the world and the people in it dies, the rest of the world can continue on, striving for the future. And that's what all of her friends and comrades taught her. So, eat shit, Sophia. And she says, even if I could bring back people back from the dead, I don't believe that I should do it. And Sasuke wouldn't want me to. And especially if it meant I would regret it afterwards. And even now, and he's like, but he's dead. And it's like, even so, even if he's dead, I'll go on living as me. And I'll put you well and truly behind me. And with that, Sophia eats shit. And he's like, oh. I guess that she broke out of that one. And then Chiri wakes up from the TARDIS and just screams, because while she talked a big talk, she does actually still feel really bad that Sasuke's dead. But of course Sasuke's not dead. He's fine. Ow! Where's Sagara? He's like, I got out of the robot like a minute ago, dipshit! Armor! Magnum! So Al just grabs Belial so he couldn't dodge, and then Sasuke shoots him. He's like, borrowed this from Chiriko, my good friend. You just get a really big gun and shoot it, and now you've got no lambda driver to rely on. And with that, he dies. But Leonard ejected, and Sasuke's like, don't move, asshole. And then Leonard mumbles now about the bit about Tessa and his mother, and he's like, wow, that affected me more than I thought it would. And then he's like, how has my sister, like, gone through opposing me all this time knowing what I went through? He's like, well, maybe she's tougher than I gave her credit for. Maybe she's even tougher than I am. Maybe she's not the second best shitlord who sucks. And then he's like, my hatred for the whole world was abnormal, but making it was the only way I could come up with, like, being a normal dude. And Sasuke's like, yeah, I get the quest for normalcy. And he's like, yeah, but it's futile. Men like you and I can't become normal. Sasuke's like, yeah. And it's like, wow, at the end of all this, mutual understanding. And then it's like, well, you know what? I'm going to hit the button anyway. And he hits the button on his bomb. And he's like, well, there you go. Everything within 20 kilometers, including Chidori, will die. And I'm gonna get it. Gunshot. Ugh! Leonard! And it's Kalinin. And Kalinin shoots Leonard and says, well, I'm determined to see this through to the end. And then Sasuke! Wait, Chidori! He's like, stay back! Sasuke! Yubiki! Do the thing! And then he says, you take Kaname and I'll go after Kalinin. He's like, if I don't settle things with him here, then he'll just be back for again later. And Sasuke's like, don't worry! I'll be back! And we'll go back to the classroom. It'll be good! But he's only got a 3-minute timer on that, so... Don't you fucking die on me, buddy. Sagara! So, as Sasuke's running off, he's wondering why Leonard, with all of his power, couldn't come up with a better way of spending his life than this. And he wished he'd thought to say that to him while he was still alive. Oh well. So, he tracks down Kalinin, and they're both out of bullets. And Sasuke just says, "Pull out the fucking knife, dude. Let's go. Let's settle this hand to hand." And he's like, "Oh, you want to do this close combat, huh?" And Kaladin just goes, "I'm not going to be able to come up with any explanations that won't make you madder, so how about this? Despite all the combat tactics I've taught you, you've never had any talent for warfare." And Sasuke does his thing, and they do a little knife fight. Yeah, he's like, "What's that? No good without your arm, slave?" And then Sasuke says, he's like, "Yep, I know I'm no good. I've never been the best at unarmed combat. I've never been the best shot. I've never been the best at arm slave piloting. But what I've got more than anyone else when the chips are down is being tough as hell." And then he yells, "Ugh! Let's go!" And he shatters Kaladin's knife, and he's like, "That's it. Without a knife, it's over, buddy. The fight is mine." And he's like, "What? You can't kill me?" And he's like, "I can't. He's like a father to me, even now." And then Kaladin says that he's like a sheep who grew up in the middle of a wolf pack, and even though he doesn't need to eat flesh like they do, you have to pretend to be like them to survive, and he's not a bad dude. And he basically just says that Sasuke should never have to go through, basically his entire life. And that's what he's thought ever since he saved Sasuke from the crashed airplane all those years ago. And he wanted here, at the end, just to let Sasuke know who Sasuke really is. And he says it's no longer possible for him to hide the wound he suffered at the hands of Z-Blue's dudes. He helped him train, and he's dying, and he's gonna die. And he says that Sasuke's a gentle person at heart, and he can't strike the final blow. He's like, "If only I could have sent him home. Then I'd be able to go home to my wife and child myself." And basically, yeah, there's Kaladin fucking dying. He's like, "You're a good dude, buddy. Z-Blue fucking murdered the shit out of me." And he's so he's gentle, and he's basically, Kaladin's entire reason for doing this is because he wanted to get his wife back when she died pregnant at the time in a hospital accident. And he's like, "Wait, you did all of this for that? I can't believe that you would do something like that." And Kaladin says, "Well, Dad's a human too." That's pretty fucking deep when you think about it. And his last word here to Sasuke is ikenasai, which is either go or live. And he's like, "Commander." So here we are. "You got a Hibiki?" "Yeah, it's fine. Sasuke's here. He's good. He's coming in." And Al is in bad shape. The Taro system that would let him operate the Lambda driver is all fucked, so he can't do that. And then AG comes in and is like, "Hey, check this out!" Yeah, it's like, "Can't use the Lambda driver, buddy. We're having a bad time." He's like, "You told me to live, but we're in a pretty bad way right now, buddy." And it's like, they're sending a message through. So here's the message from all the classmates at school, and they're like, "Sorry we blamed you for all the stuff that happened at the school and called you a bad dude. I mean, we know you're not a bad dude. Apologize, sorry for blaming you for everything that happened." Onodi's still mad as hell, but he sucks. He's like, "Naruto too." And he's like, "Sasuke, use the Lambda driver." Can't use the Lambda driver. The Taro system's down. Can't do it." But it's like, well, you know, you can think about how all my friends don't hate me just for these last couple of minutes before we die. And then he's cut the thing, how many minutes? 1 minute, and then Sasuke's like, "I really don't want to die. This sucks. I don't want to die. Why couldn't I be Geassed or whatever?" And then Al says, yeah, here we go. "I got something I want to try." Ningen Kikai, he says, "Am I human or machine? Am I alive?" Is how they translate it in the novels. And Sasuke says, that's up to you. Like, that's for you to decide.
人間はみんなそうしている。
That's what all people do. All people decide whether they're man or machine or alive or whatever. And Al says, I think I get it. Many thanks. What? Nani yo, what?
一人でやってみます。
And with that, as the bomb goes off, we get a noise, which, if you haven't been paying attention to the noise, is the noise of a Lambda driver. So everyone's like, wow, Sasuke's fucking dead. He was a good guy and now he's dead. Couldn't even do the Lambda driver to save him. Couldn't. He's over. He's toast. So everyone's real sad and it's like, dang it, after all that shit I did to him. And then he comes over and it's like, yo, what's everyone crying about? We gotta get to Wrath Babylon and stop him, right? He's like, but you died, what the? He's like, oh, Al did it. He's like, when Al did the thing where he's like, am I alive? He went, you know what? I can just do a Lambda driver now. What about, I think therefore I am. And he says that with the message from AG, Al used that to make a Lambda driver and like, yeah, I don't want to die either, buddy, and you got to go see your friends again. And he made the thing that stopped the space-time concussion bomb or whatever. And he's like, I can't really just call Al a mere AI after that. He's a real good dude. And then he says, sorry, I'm not going to be able to fulfill the promise I said about going back to the classroom yet, because there's the war still going on. But when it's done... And she's like, yeah, well, I guess I'll just have to hang out with you guys and there's a special attachment to Z3.2 until you're done. He's like, Sophia's gone and I can feel my whispered powers fading. I'm going to go back to being just a regular civilian schoolgirl. And then Sasuke's like, yeah, you're a good cook and that would help in the galley though. And then he says, he promised to take her to the beach, but there's another promise he intends to fulfill. And he gives her a big smooch. And then it's like, nice work. You did it, buddy. But this is them like going, yeah, it's cool. We love each other. It's going to be good and cool. Let's have a good time. And then everybody else runs over and cheers and she's like, you know what? I'm glad I made the right choice about the kind of world I want to live in. And then lots of people died in that battle, and Jeffrey doesn't want the losses to be in vain. And Tessa is like super surprised that how calm she is about her brother's death. And she's like, no, but it'll get me later when losing her last blood relative will come out, but not now. But no, unfortunately, bad time. In space, near the Earth, a dimensional rift is opening. And Bals are coming, and this may be what Leonard and Kaladin called warped and twisted in this world. And Tessa's like, well, me and Z-Blue are going to shoulder the responsibility for keeping the world safe. And then we go to the optional D-Trader store, and it's like, oh, Hibiki! Hibiki, what? And Hibiki just goes, TT, what is it? And it's, when Leonard shot his bow at the Macross quarter, and he didn't take out Tessa, but, other parts of the ship were more seriously damaged, and one of them was the area that TT was in. And Vicky says, thanks AG for helping Sosuke and Chidori pull through, but like, I don't want to cheer right now. It's like, damn, I guess TT's dead. That sucks. No more ace pilot conversations for now, I'm too sad. And that's that. So, just hide that bombshell. Like Nightingale says in the optional D-Trader store, just, oh yeah, don't worry about it. It's fucking TT's fucking dead. Roasted and toasted. Okay, now I'm gonna turn the stream off for a second and then I'll turn it back on, so everybody chill out.